What's up, Broncos country? Let's ride. Okay, so cuts happened, I believe yesterday. Didn't have time to make a video, so going to make one now. Here are my thoughts on the roster moves that the Broncos made. Let's go through the roster cuts first, then we'll go to the practice squad and then the current roster for the Week 1 game against the Seattle Seahawks, baby. 2022 season is almost underway. It was very exciting. So, anyway, cuts. First cut. Cut that was pretty surprising to me. I'm probably not going to go through everybody who got cut, just the names that kind of caught my eye. First one was Martin the Punter. I thought that he was very good at his job. Honestly, I thought he was a top 5 punter in the league. But, you know, I guess the Broncos wanted to save some money. He didn't want to take a pay cut. So, that's how that went. No pay cut, no job. So, he got cut, and they went with Watman, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. We just need somebody that's going to be able to pin them behind the 10. I mean, I thought Sam Martin was great at doing that, but you know, they'll save $2 million with the move, getting rid of him. But today he actually signed with the Buffalo Bills, and that's kind of what I figured was going to happen because they had to cut their punter. Now they get Sam Martin. I think that's a good pickup for them. Next one, Jaquan Hardy. He's probably going to get picked up on the practice squad. I wouldn't be surprised. Or maybe they didn't let him go. I thought he was a decent running back. I didn't think he was great. McTelvin Agim, defensive lineman. He's one of the younger defensive linemen. I believe we drafted him last year. So, kind of surprised that they gave up on him so fast. But, like I said, he could be coming back to the practice squad. I think he did, honestly. We're going to look at the practice squad here in a second. Going down the list, Quinn Bailey, offensive lineman. I thought he was a good depth player. Josh Johnson, they cut him. I believe he came back to the practice squad, though. So, not really surprised there. And I mean, I am surprised that he is not the backup quarterback. I thought Brett Rippon was going to be the third-string quarterback, but no, they said that he's going to be the backup quarterback. I don't have anything against it, but I honestly thought that Josh Johnson was going to get the gig. But I don't know. I think Brett Rippon kind of won them over in that final game. But, you know, that's who they feel is best, and, you know, you just got to go with it. Jonathan Harris, defensive lineman. It's another depth player. I'm kind of surprised they cut here. Kendall Hinton, the GOAT. Why you got to do my boy like that? Honestly, he's not a bad receiver. Even though he came and played emergency quarterback for us, I think he's a pretty decent receiver, honestly. I believe he got re-signed the practice squad, though. Okay, this is a guy that I did not see get re-signed the practice squad. That was R Reid. I thought that R Reid actually made some good plays for the Broncos this preseason. But the Broncos have a pretty deep safety room, so he was kind of the odd man out. Moody, I'm surprised that he didn't make the active roster, to be honest. I think he's a good swing tackle, guard. I guess he needs a little bit more work, and the Broncos just aren't comfortable with it, so I believe he got re-signed in the practice squad. Okay. This guy here, I'm shocked he didn't make the team. Seth Williams. I thought Seth Williams was probably the Tim Patrick replacement. I mean, he really had the frame of a Tim Patrick. He plays a lot like Tim Patrick. I thought he was going to be the replacement, but I guess not. They went with Tyree Cleveland, which that's who I said I felt at first, like just first glance when Tim Patrick got injured, you know, all those raw emotions. I was like, okay, Tyree Cleveland, he's going to be the guy to get the gig to replace him. But then I kind of looked into it, looked at the heights of all of them, and watched tape on them. I thought Seth Williams was probably the closest thing to Tim Patrick other than Tim Patrick. So I was like, they should probably keep this guy around. He's going to be one of those guys you throw up 50-50 balls to. But, they get rid of him. Do not believe that they signed with the practice squad. I don't think they're expected to. So that sucks. He's going to go to a different team, most likely. And he'll probably get playing time because I think he's a decent receiver. So there's that. Eric Tomlinson, not surprised there that he got cut. I believe that he got re-signed, though. We'll have to look into that. Was it Fayon Hicks, cornerback? I don't know. The Broncos, I feel like they need just a little more of an experienced corner, especially in the AFC West. You need to have good corners. So they went out there. Last one was surprising was Mike Purcell. They flat out cut him, but I believe that they just cut him for the day and they brought him back, if I'm correct. So, yeah, that's all the cuts there. They did make a trade. They traded Malik Reid to the Steelers for a 6th and a 7th round pick, I believe. I like the trade because we got, picks out of a guy who they would have just probably straight up released and got nothing for. So, to be honest, I'm liking the trade, but I don't know. He was kind of the odd man out, Got Bradley Chubb, Randy Gregory, Jonathan Cooper, and then Nick Bonito. They could not get rid of the rookies, so somebody had to go. Unfortunately, it was Malik Reid. I did like Malik Reid a lot. We'll miss him. Thanks for your time in Denver. Good luck with the Steelers. That's all I got to say, man. No hard feelings. It's just business. So, and then lastly here, I think the other move that's went on currently, there's probably more to come. That was Brandon Johnson. I thought he was doing pretty well. I thought he was a good young receiver for the Broncos so far in preseason. But he hurt his ankle in the first quarter, whatever, of the Vikings game the other day. And he went on injury reserve. So I don't believe that he made the roster at all. So there's that. Let's look at the practice squad who got signed. First thing I'm going to point out, no Broncos have been signed to anybody else's practice squad. I don't know if that's a good thing or if that's a scary thing. Take it how you want it. I guess comment down below thoughts on that. I mean, I actually am kind of surprised that nobody's picked up any Bronco players to put on the practice squad. But at the same time, maybe that's a good thing for us. So the guys who have signed on the Broncos practice squad, Josh Johnson, Kendall Hinton, there you go, Jaquan McMillan, Dylan Farham, Nate Moody, glad that they have him on there. Hopefully he doesn't get claimed by anybody else. What was that? Kanai Muga, Fayon Hicks, glad they brought him back. Matelvin Agim, Jonathan Harris, Devine Ozigbo, don't know how to say that. Quinn Bailey, Jonathan Kongbo, and Darius Shepard. Hopefully they can sign Seth Williams back. They have 3 more spots. I don't see it. I don't think they're going to do it. I mean, they have a lot of youth in the receiver room. So, we'll see. But they can sign 3 more people to the practice squad, I believe. All right. Last but not least here, we got to talk about the active roster. So 53 players made the active roster. You know the drill. Let's just start out with offense. So quarterbacks, Russell Wilson, obviously. Hasn't played a snap for the Broncos, but, they got him to be the guy. They're not just going to cut him. Don't matter if he plays or not. Brett Rippon, he is the backup. So pretty good quarterback room, and then you got Josh Johnson on practice squad. Running backs, Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon, and Mike Boone. I expect Javonte Williams to get a lot of the playing time. But, they'll probably split pretty even carries. But I hope that Javonte gets more of the playing time. That's just me. And, I'd like to see a little bit of Mike Boone. I think Mike Boone, pretty underrated running back. I thought he had a pretty damn good preseason, like under the radar. So I'd like to see him get some playing time here. Wide receiver room, they have 6. They got Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler. That's your 2 outsides, your slot. And then they got Montrell Washington. He's probably going to be the returner. He's a speedy guy. I like him a lot. Tyree Cleveland, like I said, they're probably going to use him to replace Tim Patrick. And hopefully he can step up and play, well enough to help them get first downs and score touchdowns, And then Jalen Virgil. He kept the streak alive for the 18th time in the last 19 years. An undrafted rookie has made the Broncos 53-man roster. So congrats, Jalen Virgil. He had a strong preseason, and he was fast. So, and like they were saying, they really needed to add speed to the receiver room. So, yeah, I'm excited for him, and hopefully he pops off, in the big league. Tight ends, I got Albert Okwuegbunam. I cannot pronounce it right. Greg Dulcich, who is on IR, I believe. He's going to be out till at least week 5 against the Colts. Andrew Beck and Eric Saubert. I thought Eric Saubert played very well in the preseason. Did not, watch training camp, obviously, but I was hearing things that he was performing better than Tomlinson, which he is a blocking tight end naturally, so kind of there to be expected. But with Greg Dulcich going on IR, I believe they're going to re-sign Eric Tomlinson. I think I was reading something about that, and then someone else was going on IR too. I just cannot remember, but that's how they're going to bring back Mike Purcell. So, offensive line: Garrett Bull, Dalton Reisner, Lloyd Cushenberry, Quinn Miernes, Billy Turner. That is your starters right there. And then your backups: Luke Wattenberg, Calvin Anderson, Graham Glasnow, and Cam Fleming. They still got Cam Fleming. I did not know that. That's unfortunate. Defensive line: DJ Jones, Draymond Jones. You got the Jones brothers, even though I don't think they're actually brothers. And then Deshaun Williams. Pretty good defensive line. And then Mike Purcell, I believe he's going back in that defensive line room. I'd like to have DJ Jones, Mike Purcell, and then Draymond Jones on the other side of him. Deshaun Williams, he's pretty good as well. Do not know how to say this dude's name. Iwaimo Izurake, and then Matt Henningsen are the backups. So, pretty strong D-line. Inside linebacker, this is where I'm nervous. I think a lot of Bronco fans pretty nervous about the defensive line, or the inside linebacker position. Josie Jewell, who, in my opinion, is just not good in pass coverage. I think he's a good run stopper. But I'm not impressed when he plays in coverage. And the Broncos have really needed a coverage linebacker. They haven't had one since Danny Trevathan. That's why they get killed by guys like Travis Kelce, Darren Waller. Jonas Griffith, I actually think he's pretty good. He did injure himself in preseason, though, unfortunately. But he should be good for week 1 against Seattle. So, good news there. Alex Singleton, don't know much about him. I guess they trust him enough to be a backup rotational inside linebacker. I heard he was a good special teams player, but, we need them inside linebackers. And then Justin Sternad. Sternad, he's all right. I don't think he's anything above and beyond, but, I hope that, he goes off. You know what I'm saying? Outside linebacker, I do like our outside linebacker room a lot. Bradley Chubb, Randy Gregory, I think they'd be a great duo as long as they can stay healthy this season. Baron Browning, who I think he's done pretty good at outside linebacker. I still think that he needs to play inside linebacker, though. I think they're just weak in the middle. And I liked him and Kenny Young. I think him and Kenny Young were a good duo, but then they broke it up, and they didn't bring Kenny Young back, which I don't know where he went. I know that the Raiders picked him up, and then they cut him, so I don't know if he's on a team right now, but yeah, so anyway, he is an outside linebacker, Nick Bonito. And then after them, you got Jonathan Cooper and Aaron Patrick. Which Aaron Patrick, he had a pretty outstanding preseason, and I had a feeling he was going to make the roster. Cornerbacks, Pat Surtain. That's your shutdown right there. That's your number one. Ronald Darby, Jaquan Williams. I'm excited to see how he plays this year. Michael Jamudia kind of had a rough preseason, but, you know, I have faith he can pick it up. Damari Mathis, and then Insane Massey. I still think they're going to make a move to bring in a corner, so we got to keep our eye on that. Safeties, Justin Simmons, Kareem Jackson, you know, top 5 safety duo in the league. Top 3 if you want to debate. Caden Stearns, which I like Caden Stearns a lot. I think he's pretty good. PJ Locke, watch out for him this season. And then Delaren Turner-Yo. Surprised that we have 5 safeties and not just 4, but it's all good. Kicker, Brandon McManus. And then, punter, Corliss Watman. And then long snapper, Jacob Bobenmoyer. So, that is your Broncos 53-man roster. I like it a lot. I feel like they left a little bit of depth with some of the guys that they cut, but, you know, you just got to trust the coaches. You got to trust these new guys who come in. They know what they're doing. You just got to keep our faith in it. I mean, we're just fans, you know. We're talking out of our butts sometimes, but, you know, I'm excited for the season, especially with, I feel like we have had a pretty good roster around the quarterback position for a couple seasons, just have not had a good quarterback. But now we got a future Hall of Fame quarterback again. How lucky are we to get another with Russell Wilson? And he's still got a lot of years left to play. So it's very exciting, you know. And I cannot wait to ride this season again with the Bronco fans, man. It's going to be awesome. And leave your thoughts down below, everybody, on the 53-man roster. If you wanted to keep some of the guys that they cut, or, you know, really anything about your thoughts on going into the season. Anyway, super excited for week 1. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. On that, stay safe, be good. Go Broncos! Let's ride.